not only that, but here's the difference between finance people and HR people.
Mm,
HR people actually want the fires
they want the
because
fires.
the way they see it
Because they
is
put them
that's
out.
how they're adding. Yeah. So
Yeah.
every day, hey, you got to keep me around because I'm the only one fighting these fires right now.
Yeah.
Finance people, on the other hand, is like, hell no, we're going to put the fire out. We're then
Out.
going to do a complete
Yeah.
dissection of this thing. We're going to
Yeah.
find out exactly what's going on, and it's never going to happen again. That's
Yeah.
how we look at it.
Yeah. It's a
And
waste of
so
time and
that's,
money. Yeah.
yeah. And so a
Yeah.
lot of times what we're doing is in what I do is I'm in effect, I'm bringing a CFO mindset, but I
Mm.
also had to take on a lot of the HR thought processes that are actually valuable. And
That's good. That's a good wording there for potential, headlines and stuff. I just want to make
right,
note of, bringing a finance mind to HR, bringing a
right.
CFO mindset into managing, HR, so, something along those lines. Bringing the worlds together or something.
And
This
and
is key.
the other thing is lean manufacturing. What ends up
Right.
happening when I start talking to the lean manufacturing people and I start talking about all the stuff that I do and blah 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 blah, they always get to the same point where they go, "Wait a minute. You're just bringing lean manufacturing principles and applying it to employee turnover." It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm not doing anything wild and crazy here, guys. I'm just looking at it
Hmm.
in a completely different way. I mean, Jimmy, think about what you want as an employee. Okay. You want to make a reasonable amount of money. You have no problem with the company making money. You know that they have to
Yeah.
make money too. Okay. That's
Yeah.
never been an issue with the employees that I've ever met.
Yeah.
Okay. You want somebody like me to come in on a regular basis and say, Jimmy, what's the biggest obstacle you got in your job?
Mm,
And what can I do to help you with that? Now, I got a
mm,
great story for you. This is one of those
great.
stories that will be real good for your article. And that is, I work for a manufacturer. The guy he was an operator on a machine. A lot of it was done by computer, and he was more loading it and unloading it. But other than that, he was just kind of making sure everything was happening. The problem was that he had a screw on his machine that over a period of time would back off. And it would back off, and they kept trying to fix it, and they never could fix it.
Mm.
So, what he had to do about 2 or 3 times a day, he had to shut down his machine. He had to go down back to maintenance, check out a screwdriver, go back to his machine, screw down the screw, take the screwdriver back, and his productivity, of course, is just
Yeah.
doing this compared
Yeah.
to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about it. We did an employee engagement survey. He wrote that story in there, and
Great.
I've said, who is this guy? And they walked me back to him, and I said, okay, you need a Phillips head or a standard? And he said, I need a Phillips head. There was a hardware store literally across the street. I walked across the street. I went back to their clearance aisle. I bought him a Phillips head screwdriver for $1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took it to him, handed it to him, and now all of a sudden he didn't even have to shut down his machine. He could actually do it while he
Oh
and
wow.
keep, yeah. And all of a sudden
Gee.
his productivity. And it's those kinds of things. Every employee has those 2 or 3 things. And some of times I'm sorry, Jimmy, but that's our process. That's just the way it
Yeah.
has to happen. Here's why it has to happen, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of times they can give me 1 or 2 things that I can fix just like that
Yep.
and get it taken care of. And 9 out of 10 times, management didn't even know that was going on, or they
Yep.
say they didn't know, etc. And so back to this whole thing of the fact that that's how lean manufacturing people think. And
Hmm.
so that's where they're just, okay, what are the stupid things we're doing that we need to stop doing
Yeah.
and make everything better? And 9 out of 10 times, that's really I run into is I run
Wow.
into